Hello and welcome back to Ray's Franchise. When we left off, as we take a look at the calendar, we are 22 and 17. We had a really good month of April, as it took us basically a whole month outside that first series of the month. We lost only 2 series the whole month, and we just kept winning game after game after game. So far, we're trying to keep doing the same thing right now. We've lost 2 games against Boston, however. We did lose 2 games against Boston, as we'll try and salvage a split of this series with Ryan Pepio on the mound. If we take a look at scouting, what I currently have it set is we are going to try and discover some central region infielders. We're still scouting this Bryant Williams kid. He looks like he could be a steal down the board for us. He's got power, contact skills. Not crazy fast, but looks like he should be a decent fielder at third base and in the outfield. And Josh Reagan is a closing pitcher we discovered. Looks like he's got some good stuff on him. Good fastball, good slider, and changeup. So an interesting 3-pitch mix, and he looks really good. We're trying to figure out just how good he is exactly. Something that we need to do now is to go to our trade hub, as we see some rumors currently going around. Nothing that looks insane to us. We want to come in and set our untouchables. Junior Caminero is an untouchable piece for us right now. Shane McClanahan, I'm going to list as untouchable. Same thing with Jonathan Aranda. And then Carson Williams, our young rookie. When we go to the trade block, there's very little I'm not currently inclined to trade. Now, obviously, why doesn't it allow me to put... Oh, because he just signed a 1-year deal. I can't technically put him on yet. Right. Nick Martinez is going to be somebody that I listen to trade talks on. Steven Matz is another guy I can't do that with. Jake Fraley. Okay, apparently it's not soon enough that I can put them on trade blocks yet. But you're kind of getting a sense of who I'm willing to trade right now. Anyone that isn't really locked up in a long term, like Yandy Diaz, he's starting to regress a little bit. Now, he's having a good year, but he's already 34 years old, going to be 35. He's going to be fairly expensive to re-sign. And I think we're just better off if we trade him at this deadline, get some kind of value for him as a veteran bat to a good team. That is, if we fall out of this playoff hunt, right? Obviously, if we can make the playoffs, as we are currently the top wild card by 2 games, yet again, we're so early on into the year that we can easily fall out of it. The difference between us and the Blue Jays, who are 4th place, is 3.5 games, 4 games for the last place Orioles, right? A lot can happen and a lot can change. But if we take a look at the trade block for, not what I wanted to go to, for the MLB teams, there's a lot of good players, and we've got a few of the top guys. Drew Rasmussen, I think I might just move regardless, because that's kind of what the Rays do anyway, although we have an extra year with Drew. I think Drew is going to get moved either way. Not entirely sure. As that says, Orioles inside. Did it say that it was a buyer's market or seller's market? That might also dictate. If it's a seller's market, then we might be basically just told that we have to trade away guys, just for the betterment of our team, as we're only projected to be 78 wins this year. But let's hop in. We're going to player lock with our young leadoff hitting rookie Carson Williams. He's got to be the front runner for AL Rookie of the Year right now, I'd have to imagine, as the lineup for us and behind him. He's got plenty of help and protection that you don't really want to pitch to him, although it's a very good pitcher on the mound in Garrett Crochet. Looks like he's got a Mother's Day bat, as that first pitch is just off the plate. Red Sox had a perfect 500 on the year. They're a half a game out of that wild card. As we'll look at a cutter that's right on that corner. Beautiful pitch from a realistic Cy Young candidate. Hasn't had a good year to this point and is currently injured in real life. But we all know when Garrett Crochet is healthy, he's one of the better pitchers in baseball, as 96 is just thrown by us. We're too late to catch up to that. The 2-2 offering to our young shortstop, and we swing through the sweeper. It's going to be runners on the corners. Jarren Duran is the man up to bat. Pepio trying to escape a jam. Stolen base. We did not get over. I actually didn't even know that was a thing that they could do for shortstops. As a run's going to score, probably because of us not getting over there to cover. As the first pitch to our rookies, a fastball run on the outside corner. Carson Williams has 9 doubles already in just under 40 games played. As that's going to be a weak rollover. We had good timing on an inside cutter, and it looks like it didn't necessarily jam us, but didn't do us no good. As Garrett Crochet's given up 4 runs, as we're starting to get into a slugfest right now. It's 6-4 here in the top of the 5th inning. As 97 is just by us. Carson Williams with some crazy reverse splits this year. Hitting righties better than he is lefties by a 200 batting average difference. That's something I think we'll want to monitor for his career, as that's good timing and it's popped foul. That's the thing with this type of hitting, is that it's very, very much attribute dependent. I do believe Carson Williams can get significantly better than he already is, as he just got drilled by a fastball up and in. That's going to put 2 on for Junior. Not a lot of speed in front of us. We're kind of blocked. As Junior's going to hammer that. It's going to be stopped by the second baseman. It was just hit too hard to the second baseman. He had to dive to try and stop it. And that keeps us out of the double play. So we got 2 men in scoring position for Yandy Diaz, hitting just below 300 on the year. And he's going to take a fastball over the outside part of the plate for strike 3. We trail by 3. Good speed on second base, as it's going to be grounded to us. It's going to be a tough play. We're not going to be able to make it, as it's going to load the bases. They're going to score that a base hit, and it looks like they got a run back on it. Garrett Crochet still out here in the 7th inning. Chandler Simpson's at first for us, as we're going to swing through that high fastball. We were just late on it. Carson Williams, as that's just inside, he's going to be really good. In real life, I hope, for the sake of the Rays, as that cutter right on it. You just can't touch somebody that is just that good. Chandler Simpson, the 9-hole hitter, not off to a great start this year. He's the only man left. And 3-0, he's going to ground it weakly to the third baseman. That's not a great decision there, Chandler. As the Red Sox get to celebrate in their outfield, we're going to lose this game. Which, Wilson Contreras with a home run. Garrett Crochet was just hard to get hits off of, but we somehow scraped 6, as Pepio had a very, very bad start. We'll sim the Blue Jay series, as we've lost 3 consecutive games. And we actually were able to claim Jordan Romano, which was one of the last decisions we did right before, just because he's been good in the majors, and I don't think anybody else is going to claim him. So I'm willing to designate him and basically just send him to AAA. Right, get another arm in, that if we have another major injury, then we have somebody there that we can call up. That's been good so far in the majors, as we're 5.5 games back of the Yankees right now. Justin Henry Malloy is the man to bat against the #1 offense in the Toronto Blue Jays, at least in on-base percentage. They're not scoring runs, though. They're getting on base, but just not getting hits, as here's Malloy. Averaged down to 260 on the year. Got off to a blistering hot start First pitch to him is a fastball way inside. Still trying to get used to this camera angle. Not what I normally play with, as we're just late on that fastball. It's going to be popped just out of play, looks like. About into the third row, into the seats on foul side of first base. In the Rogers Center. And we're going to swing through that slider. As they'll go to the bullpen, and they're going to bring out Yimi Garcia. He's got a 5 ERA early on in the year. Chandler Simpson not hitting well to start this year. First pitch to Chandler. He's going to put it in play, and it's just popped sky high. Out there is Andres Jimenez to make the play. And we'll finish playing this ball game. It's Edwin Yacita on the mound. As that fastball runs in on Miles Straw. As that pitch is just a bit high. Might have clipped the zone, but it's too close to challenge. They got a ghost runner on second, trying to be careful. We don't want to leave something to Miles Straw, as that's going to be popped up high. Going back on it, unable to make a play on it. And why are you backpedaling? And okay, I'm going to throw it to third, and that's how they win the game. Why did Cedric Mullins just backpedal on that? It was a bloop single in front of him, and he backpedals? And then I tried canceling the throw, and it just didn't let me, so ball goes to third no matter what. Ridiculous that that's how we lose on a bloop like that. As we're going to lose consecutive series now to our division opponents. And we've just lost another game to the Marlins, as we're a player over the allotted amount. As Johnny DeLuca's gotten off to a nice start. So is Logan Davidson, the former 28-year-old. Looks like he was a part of the Angels system. He's off to a really hot start. Who's somebody who doesn't really need to be on this team at AA? At high A, there's a... Actually, no, I won't. Cameron James. I have bad news for you, buddy. Look, what an interesting player. Can play left field, first, second, third, and catcher. Unfortunately, interesting doesn't get you roster spots. So we'll take a look at AAA. Yater doesn't look like he's ready yet. We're going to send him back to high A. Just get him, his attributes just going up a little bit more naturally. If we take a look at this lineup, Carson Williams is still hitting well. Junior's ice cold right now. Jonathan Aranda's hitting very nice. Yandy's doing very well. Gavin Lux is hitting decent for him. And then Henry Malloy is not hitting well against lefty or against righty, so I'm going to throw him back onto the bench for Jake Fraley. If we take a look at the splits, yeah, he's crushing lefties and he's not hitting righties at all. So we want Justin Henry Malloy to be confident and playing well against righties. So we're going to make that move. Chandler Simpson, he's got elite speed. He's just not hitting. Hunter Fiducia is hit fairly well against righties this year. Hitting lefties kind of okay too for a backup catcher. Hunter Fiducia is the everyday catcher for us right now, the 28-year-old. 66 overall. As if we sim this game, Ryan Pepio, as we're actually not going to completely sim this game. We need to get one more out with Griffin Jacks. Tampa Bay Rays, one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball. The offense just isn't there yet, which is the opposite basically of these Marlins rankings, as we face a former Ray and Christopher Morel. As a part of the Isak Paredes deal, when he went from the... What is that runner on third doing? Jacob, or who is that? Is that Jacob Marcy? Is that his number at first, or at third, sorry, that was leaning. I remember him being like stealing 5 games against the, or 4 stolen bases in one game against the Reds, as that's a middle fastball that Christopher Morel couldn't hit. That's the thing with Morel. He's got crazy potential and great talent. He's just really yet to realize that said talent. So, we're going to sneak away with a win there, as AAA has the minimum. I'll auto-fix that. As we're now back into our scouting assignments. Still unranked for this pitcher. We're starting to find out a little bit more, although it's not really changing. I just think Bryant's going to be good. He's very high upside, very low floor, although he is getting worse in his potential department. Probably not somebody that we want to continue to scout. We took it the recently scouted. This shortstop, hello. Ranked 12th for us. Jackie Zachary. That's a fun name. The beard doesn't make him look like he's... Where is he from? Kansas. Okay, that makes sense. Looks like he's growing up on a farm out there. We're going to cancel this, and we're going to scout position, and we're going to go international with our pitchers, just so we can get some pitchers down the board for our starters. And we're going to go back to simming. Nick Martinez, ugly start for him. Drew Rasmussen, bounce back A. 8-0 loss, 5-0 win. We'll take those. But we dropped consecutive series. We're down 1. Jonathan Aranda is coming up to hit. As we're 3 games above 500. Orioles, the worst team currently in our division, and it's the veteran righty Andrew Kittredge. First pitch, and that's fouled just down the line. 1-0-2 heading towards their bullpen. 2 runners on. As that sinker's just filthy, just off the plate. We got Carson and Jr. on the bases for Jonathan Aranda. That's going to one hop to Samuel Bazayo. Trying to just, at worst, move these runners up. As that's inside, we're not going to take off. We don't got good enough speed on there to get away from Bazayo. If we had Chandler Simpson, I'm sending him all day, but Junior Caminero is not exactly the fastest guy at first. And that slider, we swing through it. It's blocked. Unfortunate, as that's a strikeout. That'll bring up Yandy Diaz, who's hitting .280 on the season. Andrew Kittredge just had to work a lot to get through this inning, as that slider is just low. Trying to figure out the strike zone from this advantage point, as we're going to swing through a slider that was just on the corner. See, I feel like that's, from normal camera angles, that's a bit high. 1-1 to Yandy, and he just is late on 97, slashing it down the line, foul. The 1-2. Man, not having the strike zone hitting is really, really hard. And they're going to bring out Ryan Helsley to face Gavin Lux. We had good timing. That sinker just absolutely tumbled away from us. And Gavin Lux, great timing on a middle curveball, and he's going to pop it up. Unfortunate how that goes. So we got Edwin on the mound again. Jeremiah Jackson has been really good in real life to start the year. He hit another grand slam today as of recording this. Him and Adley both with grand slams. As I'm not locating well yet. Just a bit early. It's a roll over to Junior, who's going to make a nice play getting it over to Jonathan Aranda. I'm going to throw that one around the infield. Here's the former World Series champion with the Rangers, Leody Taveras. And that swing right there is why he's not still on the Rangers. As we got 0-2 on him. Nathaniel Lowe struggling with the Reds. That's kind of funny. He's got 5 home runs in the past week in real life. As we're going to sit down Leody Taveras. He will challenge the call, and he will lose. The strikeout is upheld. We just continue to mow down these batters. It's Taylor Ward, their leadoff man. Does that changeup look like it was on the plate? Hunter Fiducia agrees. The challenge is right on the corner. It's strike one. Great eye by Hunter Fiducia to catch that one. So we're going to try and go cutter high and up. Just off the plate. I'm challenging another one. Hunter Fiducia wants it. Hunter Fiducia has got it back-to-backs. Back-to-back ABS challenges by Hunter Fiducia. And we're in a 0-2. Sitting pretty. The fastball called strike 3. 2 ABS challenges helps us out. Jake Fraley is going to be the table setter with Richie Palacios and Cedric Mullins due up. Jake the Rake Fraley is yet to get going. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and he's going to foul chop that cutter. Weak contact just late on it, able to spoil it and get a piece. So that curveball's way off the plate away. 1-1 now here to Jake. And that's a middle slider, and we're going to be too early on it. Trying to be ready for 100 miles an hour. We're early. We're not early on that one. Jake Fraley stings it way back. It's a tie game. Jake Fraley with a massive home run off their closer. His second homer of the year. 109 miles an hour off the bat. And we got a brand new ball game. Ryan Helsley, an absolute meatball of a slider. We missed and swung through early on the first slider. He decided to try and double or nothing. And we cashed in another meatball slider. And Jake Fraley didn't miss a seam of that ball. As that'll bring up Richie Palacios, who's 0 for 3. That curveball's inside, just barely. As we got a brand new ball game. Richie Palacios. Nice count, swings at that curveball. It's low. We're going to go to the bullpen. And we're going to start warming up Griffin Jacks. I mean, if we fail to take the lead, I want our best guy out there. 1-1 to Richie. That's going to be just off the plate. Barely. Would have probably challenged it if it was called against us. 2-1 is just low. Cedric Mullins is on deck. He popped out in the 3rd inning. 3-1 to Richie. Just fastball basically down the middle at 100 miles an hour. I'm looking for something high that I can elevate. And that slider is not the pitch you swing at me. I was looking at something high, thought I saw it. The slider gives me trouble at this camera angle. Normally when I use strike zone hitting, when I'm not trying to do like recorded content and stuff like this, normally that circle change gives me problems, like low. It's the slider coming into lefties away from righties from right-handed pitchers that is killing me. 1-1 to Mullins. So that's a low slider. Like that exact pitch. I can't lay off it. 1-2 now to the former Silver Slugger. It's the fastball high that's going to just blow it by him. Early on the curveball. And now Hunter Fiducia. Like, that's just impossible. It's a 80-mile-an-hour curveball that we're early on the first pitch. As Fiducia rocks one to center, but it's right at the center fielder. It looked like it was Colton Cowser out there. But Jake Fraley keeps us alive in this one, as Gunnar Henderson will come to the plate. Still out there is Edwin Yasita, as we might let Edwin try and get out of this inning and then go to Griffin Jackson. We can, as Dylan Beavers is the late pinch runner announced, as that's chopped hard to third base. A nice play by Junior. It was a middle changeup to Pete Alonso, and we got away with it. Now for the milkman, Colton Cowser, trying to get that cutter well in. I wanted it high to tie him up, but either way it works. We're going to go with the low breaking ball. Unable to get the swing and miss. Try and go sinker just off the plate. That's left middle, but it's slow enough to get Colton Cowser chasing out of the zone for strike 3. It'll be Yanir Cano that comes up, and it's Carson Williams, as I'm going to call timeout. 2 orders of business. In the bullpen, Griffin Jax is going to be ready and waiting and scheduled to come into the game. And then substitutionally, Chandler Simpson is going to run for Hunter Fiducia. We now have elite speed on second base. If I decide that he can steal, that pitch is low and outside. We're thinking about going for a steal. We're going to back off. And that's popped high into the air. It's a shallow pop. It's going to be caught. We're not going to tag up on that ball. Carson Williams pops it up, and up stands Junior Caminero. First pitch to him. We're going to swing through a fastball. We were just early on it. And Chandler's off. It's an inside fastball, and he's in there safe. Chandler Simpson, his 9th stolen base of the year. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch to Junior, and he swings through a slider. They say he was just early. Wow. 1-2 to Junior, and they say he went. No. It's up to Jonathan Aranda to give us the lead here. So we're going to chase that sinker that just tumbles out of the zone. We got to lock in now. 93 clutch. So we're going to swing through that changeup low. We're in swing happy mode. Look for a pitch we can do damage on, and we swing through a slider. We're going to bring in Griffin Jax. The closer is coming on. We're going to swap positions. Nick Fortes is going to come into the game as the catcher. And then in left field will now be the speedster, as we're going to challenge that. Fortes freshly into the game. First pitch he sees catching, and it's just low. I thought if anything it could have been outside, but it's just a hair low. That pitch to Kobe Mayo is going to be swung on and fouled back. Try and run this sweepers. We're just early on it, and it's served into the outfield. Coming in on it is Mullins. The throw will be cut. I don't think we had a play at the plate. And Kobe Mayo with a bloop base hit has given the Orioles the lead. That changeup is in. We got a tailor-made double play. On to second, into first. A lollipop throw by our rookie shortstop, but just in time to get the out. In stands Samuel Basayo. First pitch there from Griffin Jax was way low. That breaking ball, I think, is on the plate. Fortes will challenge. The call is way low. Wow, that looked a lot better from here than it actually was. And we will be out of challenges as that pitch is right on the money for a strike. Trying to be careful to Basayo, but we don't want to walk him. as Jeremiah Jackson will most likely be pulled back for somebody who's better against righties. So we got a full count here to Samuel. The breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. We got to get a run back. And it's going to be Yandy Diaz facing Yanir Cano. We need to get a run to at least tie the game and stay alive, as good timing on a changeup gets us nothing. He just nubs it foul. As that's hit. Good timing, just a pitch you can't really do much with. It's a weak rollover to third. And in stands the former top Dodgers prospect, Gavin Lux. First pitch to Luxie is slugged foul. We were just early on a slider. We need to wait back on that pitch if we see it again. And that's going to be a sinker low and in. Gavin Lux 1 for 4 on the day already. And it's going to be a weak rollover to the second baseman. That gets the tying run to third. And they will go back to the bullpen. And it's going to be for Rico Garcia to face Jake Fraley, who homered to tie the game his last time up. He's going to swing at that changeup and just get a piece of it early on that pitch. 0-1 to Jake. We're going to swing through that just low. 0-2 to Jake Fraley. And that's going to hit him. That will hit him. And now we have to let Nick Fortes hit, as we don't have a backup catcher. But 68 clutch isn't bad to hit with. Nick Fortes swings through a low circle change. Good timing yet again. Unable to at least make contact. The 0-2 fouls that one back. Just able to get a piece of it. Good timing yet again. 0-2 now. Just able to check his swing. He did not go on that low changeup. 1-2 now to Nick. And that's right at the bottom of the zone for strike 3. We can't challenge it. Probably was going to be a strike either way. Kobe Mayo goes 3 for 3 on the game. His last bloop single was all she wrote. As Edwin Urceta is in a bases loaded jam, we need to find a way to work out of it. Trying to figure out how loud the fan in the background is. It's fairly loud. Trying to keep the room a little bit cooler. As that's a middle pitch. Trying to turn 2. Luxie back over to second. Or to first, sorry. And we are able to get the double play. We're going to return to simulating. And we're going to walk out with a nice win. 6-3 over the Orioles. Yandy Diaz a 2-homer game as we get the win against Dean Kramer. Steven Matz with a beautiful outing. We win as a huge blockbuster trade between the Yankees and the Rangers. Jacob deGrom is gone, along with Chris Martin, Dominguez, and Carlos Legrande is heading back to the Rangers. 2 top Yankees prospects for who, if he would have stayed healthy for his whole career, as you can just see these runs as seasons, would have been a Hall of Famer. One of the best pitchers of a generation is heading to New York. And of course, the first game will be against Jacob deGrom. His first start as a Yankee. You know what? We might as well play this game. quick counts is going on. It'll be Ryan Pepio against Jacob deGrom. We're going to leave Jake Fraley in the lineup. He's hitting 6th. A lot of this back half, our outfield isn't really hitting at all. Our infield's the only thing keeping this team alive right now. As Ben Rice has been doing insane work for the Yankees over this last half month. It's a 1-1 now for Carson Williams. It's in 286 as our leadoff rookie. And that's slashed into the gap. Well hit, it's down. Aaron Judge is going to play it at the wall. The throw into second is not in time. Carson Williams greeting the newly acquired Jacob deGrom rudely with a scorched double to the opposite field. That's exactly what I want our young leadoff hitting rookie to be able to do. And oh my, I saw that pitch wasn't going to be a strike and I still swung at it. Is Jacob deGrom is looking for his 100th win? Is that what that said? Is wear it, Junior! As it's a 2-2 count. Trying to protect against that off speed as we foul off a 91-mile-an-hour slider. Runner in scoring position. 2-2 count here to Junior. And horrible swing as the little chirp is going to be played. 1-1 to Aranda. Is slugged foul. We're early on the changeup. Oof. Absolutely destroyed that ball foul. That is an easy take. Aranda having a nice last 11 games, a week and a half. He's been performing well. And that's just off the plate. I think it could have been a strike, but it's a full count offering now to Aranda. The pitch to him is a fastball literally down the middle. Okay, I thought it looked like it was going to be low, and it just sat there as it actually was right at the bottom of the zone. As the Death Star, or not the Death Star, the alarm sound on a Star Destroyer plays as it's a 2-strike count to Yandy. 2-2 still trying to stay alive, and we're going to swing through that curveball. Unable to cash in on the leadoff double. As up stands Ryan Pepio for the leadoff hitting Aaron Judge. As that's going to be scorched, heading towards Fraley. He cannot play it cleanly, and it will hop in front of him. It's a leadoff single for Aaron Judge. Jazz Chisholm hitting right behind him. So he'll get a changeup. Yankees hold the third wild card spot right now as that's slugged high in the air. Fraley going back to the wall will make the play. Jazz Chisholm almost had an 87-mile-an-hour home run to that short porch. As we'll take a look at this Yankees team. A lot of lefties in this starting lineup. If we want to bring out a lefty bullpen arm, we can absolutely dominate them, as that changeup is just a bit inside. We'll try and go fastball high, as it'll be called a strike to Giancarlo. As Pepio gets the big swing and a miss on a slider. It looks like I'm not the only one who can't lay off that outside slider. As up stands Trent Grisham. As that slugged, that might be out of here. And it is. The short porch home run strikes again. His 8th of the season. And it's an outside fastball right on the outside corner, and he just hooks it and hits it just enough to get it out of here. Pepio already in a bit of a pickle, but he's able to get and minimize the damage. But Trent Grisham, as his face glitches in that rendering, has given the Yankees a 2-0 lead here Gavin Lux will stand in. He's having a nice season for us right now. That circle change is going to be just outside to the former first-round pick. 2-1 to Luxie. Is just high on the fastball. We had good timing. Just unable to get a piece of it. 2-2. And he's not going to swing at the changeup. That's annoying that it doesn't swing when I want it to. As Jake Fraley gets a middle curveball and he just chops it into the dirt. We were just barely early on it. Looked like it was good timing. It's going to be a weak little rollover. Chandler Simpson. With 2 gone here. He's going to look at a fastball down the middle. As the alarms playing the 1-2 count, Chandler Simpson, 1-2 offering, is going to rope that slider just foul. Or actually not just foul, but what a beautiful slider. You can't see it. It was perfectly dotted on that outside corner. Actually, you can, just not from what I was looking at. As that slider gets way inside at 91. 2-2 now to Chandler. As we just are able to get a piece of that fastball. High fastball. Not a good swing decision, but able to get a piece of it at least. 2-2 now. It's just inside. Full count offering. With Cedric Mullins not doing a whole lot behind us. A full count to Chandler. Is roped. Down the line, if it's gone, it's not, but it's off the top of the wall. And it's a 2-out double for Chandler Simpson, who missed a home run by a foot. As it's now 2 strikes for Cedric Mullins. As he's able to get a piece of that changeup. Felt like good timing. Says we were just a hair early. The 2-2. He fouls it off again. Yet again, just early on the timing. We forced 22 pitches out of DeGrom. As that's another foul. Cedric Mullins working him as that was good timing. There, that looked a bit late. But 2-2. As he swings through a slider. Probably good timing again, but unfortunately cannot get the hit, as that's going to be an easy strikeout of Randall Grichuk, one of the Yankees of all time. It's the 1-1 now to Ben Rice. That changeup smacked foul. We're not landing that changeup at all right now for Ryan Pepio. That fastball is high. That's consecutive strikeouts for Ryan Pepio. And in a 1-2 count, we will try and punch out the side on the slider. We'll get a rollover to Aranda, and that will retire the side. Outside of that just barely wall-scraping homer, we've had a fairly good start to this game as it's 2-1 to Fiducia. 50th pitch now from DeGrom. It's just outside. Hunter Fiducia is a 12th round pick. Making its way to the big leagues. Good for Fiducia. It's a 3-1 to him now. And he's going to smack that into the gap. Going back on its Grisham. It's going to 3-hop to the wall. Fiducia's got himself a leadoff double for top of the order. Our best hitters now have a man in scoring position for all 3 of them. Carson Williams, the pitch to him, is hit high in the air. Going back on it is Grichuk. It is caught just shy of the track. Hit it well, just hit it too high in the air was Carson Williams. Good timing on a fastball. You got to crush that kid. As Junior Caminero comes up, able to spoil that fastball at 97. Good timing again, just off the plate. The 1-2 from DeGrom as he's going to swing through that slider. That absolutely fooled me. I hadn't seen that slow curve yet. And as soon as I saw that little hop, I couldn't check my swing in time, and it swung through. It's hard when you're guarding against literally 100 miles an hour off, and then it's just a slow curve. As there's 99. Jonathan Aranda slugging over these past 2 weeks. As Yamamoto heads to the IL, they've just shown. 3-1 now to Aranda. Yandy on deck, as that's ball 4. Don't know what we're swinging at. Good timing, though, so at least there's that. 3-2 now, and we're early on the changeup. 10-mile-an-hour speed difference. This is what's made Jacob deGrom so good for so long. He's given up 2 leadoff doubles, and he hasn't allowed that double to leave second base. As Jose Cabanero is going to fly out to Jake Fraley. As Ryan Pepio has been cruising in today's game so far. The 2-run homer that barely got out of here is the only blunder on his name as he strikes out Aaron Judge. A great start, as that's 5 strikeouts already for Pepio, and we're in the 3rd inning. As that pitch is just outside and high. Chisholm 0 for 15 against Pepio, just missed a short porch homer his first time, as that's grounded. Junior Caminero knocks it down, but unable to field it cleanly. And that will probably be Jazz Chisholm's, as it is scored his first base hit against Ryan Pepio. It was a changeup way outside, and he gets rewarded with it. Trying to go back to that outside sliders. This time Stanton can get a piece of it, unlike what he did in his first at-bat. We go cutter high, unable to get the swing. We're going to go for a curveball low to get the swing. Instead, that's left right over the middle of the plate. And we're going to bear down and try and get this high fastball, as that's going to be absolutely destroyed. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's off the foul pole. 94 miles an hour to the short porch, 350 feet. If that porch was just a little bit farther back, that ball hooks foul. And the worst sound you can hear is it's 2 solo homers. The pitch was right where we wanted it, to be fair. Pepio gives up a homer. And Trent Grisham hit that ball basically about as hard as his home run, as that changeup's high. We're not landing the changeup yet at all today, really. It's been a lot of fastball slider that we've been able to get. Is there strike 3? 2 just fair homers is the only, or just barely homers, are the only runs the Yankees have gotten off Pepio today. Because that's probably a strike. Yeah, it's right on the corner. It says I checked on my swing, so it was called a strike. 1-2. Just able to foul off that slider. Felt like just early timing. 1-2 to Yandy. He's going to ground that to third. McMahon fields it. You know, 2-hop throw to Ben Rice gets him just early on that low fastball. And here's Luxy. 1-1 pitch. Is that curveball yet again? We're just early, and he nubs it straight to the second baseman. Jake Fraley hitting 156. Fraley needs to start getting it going. He will not be on this team much longer if he doesn't start hitting, because I'm not doing him any favors, because that's just pulling the string on me on a changeup. I'm looking fastball low. And that's a changeup with good timing. Rolled over to the shortstop. And that's how they will retire the side in order. And here's the Dominican catcher, Austin Wells. So we got a big strike on that changeup outside. I'm going to try and go slider in. And we're early on it, and it's middle. A high fly ball. Mullins goes back on it and will make the play. Just keeping it in the ball yard. So that changeup was going after Grichuk's knees. That fastball's not where I want it to be, opposite side of the plate. That slider's going to be way off and higher than I wanted it to be, but it gets the strikeout. And here is Ben Rice, an emerging superstar in real life, having a fairly nice season in the game. One of the guys I did do a little bit of roster tweaking to, as I gave him a potential, which was just a little bit higher. He already had 86. I gave him 91, because I think he truly can just be a generational bat. As we've chased Garrett Cole, and in comes Camilo Doval for the 5th inning. Chandler Simpson in a 1-2 count is able to foul off the sinker, the hard-throwing Camilo Doval. It's a lot of sliders and fastballs. 1-2. Strikes out on the sinker. It was going to be a strike, and we were early on the sinker. Wow. 2-1, and that's just a pitch I don't want to deal with. That's a slider that just comes back to clip. 2-2 now to Mullins. That's going to be outside. Full count now to Mullins. Hunter Fiducia on deck. He doubled already in this game. Full count offering. So Mullins is roped at Aaron Judge. Unfortunate placement of that hit. It's a middle slider. Mullins did everything he could on that pitch. So here's Fiducia. He's sitting pretty. 3-1 count. The pitch to Fiducia. Just into the strike zone. Thought that sinker was going to break inside. And his consecutive full counts here from Doval. And that sinker just was nasty. I thought it was going to run back over the plate. Instead it goes the other way. Full count now to McMahon. Strike 3 looking. That was fairly easy. That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Ryan Pepio. As that's way inside to Caballero, the former Ray. Former Mariners. That changeup was center cut. We need to stop throwing that changeup, as we are not locating it well at all. As the Pirates are red hot. They've won 9 consecutive games. So we'll try and get that cutter off the plate, and we do. Fiducia trying to see if he's got a play on it. He won't. So we're going to try for the slider low. And we get the swing and miss. Not where I wanted that pitch. We haven't located that slider down well, as it's a 2-1 count now to Judge. Make that 3-1. Won the batting title last year. Second in home runs only to Cal Raleigh. And that's skied a mile high. Carson Williams under it will make the play. Pepio's through 5 fairly strong innings. The Yankees pitching staff has just been able to silence this offense. Just a pair of 2 homers. That's all the Yankees have, as that cutter is going to be challenged. I think it was just low. The call overturned for a strike. A single seam got the outside corner or inside corner. 1-2. Nasty slider. Strike 3. I'm going to try this. See if it's any better. As I destroy that foul. Already feel better about it. It's the same view, basically. It's just a little bit more even with the strike zone. As I can kind of now see that pitch a little bit better outside. And you can kind of get to see the player just a tiny bit better. As I can actually tell that that's off the plate. Yeah, I think I like this camera angle a little bit better. We're adapting with franchise. 3-2 pitch. Just off the plate. And he's going to walk Junior Caminero. And it's going to bring up Jonathan Aranda almost to the 30 pitch count is Camilo Doval, and that 30th pitch will be a spiked slider in front of home plate. As I don't think he wants to make a mistake pitch to this man right now, who's been red hot as of late. And that's hit fairly hard through, and it's a base hit to Judge. A walk and a single has put 2 men on for Yandy Diaz. 1-1 is just low. Yandy Diaz trying to get us on the board so we can start to claw back into this game. And that cutter's high at 101. Could Doval walk the bases loaded? As that sinker gets the heart of the plate, we're just late on it. We will look to protect now. Full count offering. And we swing through the slider. Doval gets the strikeouts, and they will go to the bullpen. And it's going to be Cole Sands. That slider was on the plate, right on the corner. The 1-1 to Luxy as he swings through the splitter just early. The 1-2 pitch from Sands is going to be roped right at Ben Rice. That was going to sit down for a double and 2 runs, but unfortunately Rice gets it as the Yankees' luck continues to just grow. It's Chisholm, who got his first hit off Pepio earlier today, is going to hit that one much harder than his base hit, going all the way to the edge of the track is Mullins to make the catch. Going back like a wide receiver as Pepio, for everything that he's had to deal with, blue pits and the 2 just barely home runs, he's pitched fairly well tonight. So we're going to try and get this cutter on the plate as Stanton will foul it back. We're going to let him go 6 of what has been strong baseball. Mullins going back on it to the track again, and he's going to make the catch. Back-to-back deep fly balls, as they're going to want to show Trent Grisham's home run in the first. As we see from this cam, it was an outside fastball that he just hooked and got it just above Jake Fraley's reach to hit it out.
That's a ball.
That's just high. It's 2-1 now to Trent Grisham. As we get the big cut and a miss by Grisham. We're going to go cutter in. And it's right where I wanted it for strike 3. Grisham down. A great outing for Pepio. And that will be it for him. With a pair of lefties guaranteed to be up, I'm going to go to Ian Seymour to mop up the rest of this game. As up stands Jake Fraley in a 2-2 count. And that's going to be blooped over second base for a base hit. Judge is going to cut it off. Jake Fraley with a nice piece of hitting. And he's doing a little sprinkle celebration. He just kind of sprinkled that in. As Chandler Simpson is going to take ball 3. Mullins on deck. He got his work in last inning with a couple of deep fly balls that he chased down. And we got legit speed on first. Cedric Mullins hitting .204. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And he's going to hit that a mile in the air. It's hooking way foul. He turned on an inside fastball. And he couldn't keep it fair. As that fastball's just inside. As the fellow trade piece from the Rangers. Chris Martin warms up along with Ryan Yarbrough. It's 2-2 now to Mullins. We're going to start running out of chances to score as that splitter was absolutely devastating. And up stands Hunter Fiducia. 1-1 to Hunter. Is inside. Hunter Fiducia has been a nice surprise for us at the bottom of our order, hitting 170. It might be soon time for him to move up in the order. As it's 3-1 to him, Carson Williams could be the man to bat with the bases loaded, representing the tying run. Fiducia hits that high and well, just not well enough. It will be chased down by Grichuk. And we got 2 outs as that throw gets away. As I didn't think to tag on that. Though it probably won't matter. If it's a base hit, both runners, I'm going to try and at least score them anyway. This Ryan Yarbrough throws a cutter down the middle that we're just early on. Ryan Yarbrough does not throw hard. Just sit back and wait. An extra second, and that's good timing on a well-placed cutter. And the Yankees get out of it again. We're going to bring in Ian Seymour, who's been really good for us on the year. I'm going to try and go change up inside. And we're going to get the huge swing and a miss out of Austin Wells. If it wasn't for just 2 measly little hits, we've blanked the Yankees fairly well and easily on today's game. As we get Randall Grichuk swinging on a beautiful cutter, just down and out of the zone. 1-1 changeup is going to be flared into the outfield by Ben Rice. And we'll get a throw to second. And it's going to be Ryan McMahon. And that's popped high into the air. Going back on it is Jake Fraley. He's got it read beautifully. It's going to be Junior Caminero in the top of our order due up to try and get a hit off Ryan Yarbrough. 1-1 offering. We're going to swing through the cutter. We were just early on a pitch that was just low. 1-2 now. We're going to swing through another cutter of the identical pitch location. Just early on it again. Jonathan Randa 1 for 3 on the night. And that's popped sky high again. A good located cutter on the outside part of the plate. And now it's 1-2 to Yandy. We're running out of chances to score our runs. 1-2 now. That's destroyed foul by Yandy. The alarms play. Yandy Diaz. 1-2. Cutter low again. Gets the swing and miss. That's popped sky high. Coming in on it is Mullins. Mullins getting his work in center field tonight. Then stands Aaron Judge. Ian Seymour has just been so good for us as he's trying to mop up these last 2 innings, and he's got Aaron Judge swinging. We've neutralized Aaron Judge on the day. Here's Jazz Chisholm hitting .312. He's 1 for 3 in front of a packed house today with a weak dribbler single. Full count now. Stanton on deck. That's going to be hooked foul by Jazz Chisholm. I'm going to try and go to the sweeper. It's out over the plate, not where I wanted it. Wanted to get it in. I'm going to try and go in with a changeup. It's 2 in. And that's going to be a ball to Jazz Chisholm. And now we got to be very, very careful with Stanton. I'm not opposed pitching around Stanton. Although I thought his stats against lefties would be a little bit better than they are. Past games, he's been like insane against them, as that's a nice ground ball to Carson. And on to second base to get the force. And we have only one more opportunity, and it will come against Chris Martin. Bookended by the big trade they made just 2 days before. And that's slugged into the gap by Lux. It is to the wall. It one hops off it. And we got a leadoff double for, I believe, the third time in this game. As up stands Jake Fraley, hitting a $165. That pitch is just off the plate. Trying to mount a rally against this Yankees team. He will foul off that cutter. It's no longer Jacob deGrom or Ryan Yarbrough. And that's just late timing on a perfectly placed cutter. That's going to jam. That's exactly why righties throw cutters to lefties. Because you can absolutely jam them. And here's Chandler Simpson, who's doubled and walked in today's game. And that's going to be lined straight to the shortstop. I thought that I had a chance to get over Caballero's head. And it's down to Cedric Mullins. First pitch to Mullins is going to be lined, hopefully into the gap. It's down for a double. Judge will get it. The throw in is not going to be in time to get Mullins. And we're on the board. It's 4-1, and they will go back to the bullpen to bring out David Bednar. They are scared of Hunter Fiducia. That curveball's just inside. Hunter Fiducia has been a really good hitter for us on the year, as that splitter is just perfect, dotting the outside corner. It's 2-2 to Hunter. He's going to just pull that out of the catcher's glove, fouling it off. Look at these pitch locations, dotting the outside corners respectively. And that fastball is going to be just a tad high, and we're going to swing through it. We got on the board late in this game. We will not be shut out. We got 7 hits to the Yankees 5, just 2 home runs that just barely got over the wall. An unfortunate loss. As we will take a look at our scouting assignments. They're telling me that this closer isn't good, but this shortstop could be amazing. And he plays second or third, so this would be our second baseman of the future if he ends up being as good as we think he is. They're saying this closer isn't good, so I'm going to cancel scouting him. And we're going to scout. Take a look at who we can scout. I'm going to scout this older first baseman just to see what we have, if he could be a down-the-board steal. I'm going to go to positional needs so I can get a little bit more interest from this kid. Because I think if we can get him into like the second round, that's going to be a beautiful signing for us. So I want to take a look at who's pending out here. Patrick Sandoval is on waivers. He's been very bad. There's just a couple low overall relievers, so nothing crazy. Looking at this lineup, we got a lot of guys cold right now, along with Hunter Fiducia, who I thought about moving up in the lineup. Henry Malloy's cold. Nick Martinez is also cold. What's new on the injured list? Logan Driscoll, torn hamstring. He will be placed on the 60-day IL. Because we're now only a game over 500. Drew Rasmussen. It's Henry Malloy with 2 outs is up against Carlos Rodon with the bases loaded. Henry Malloy averaged down to 250. Was at 370 just a couple weeks ago. And that's going to be tapped to the first baseman. It was good timing on just a barely outside fastball, and we couldn't shoot it through the infield. We'll return to simulating, as I will just simulate that situation. As we took the lead and Griffin Jax is in trouble, we will hop back into this game to get the final out against the Dominican catcher, Austin Wells. The 0-2 offering to Wells. It's a middle sinker, and he luckily fouled it off for us. I'm going to go with a changeup outside. Good location. It's served into the outfield. Chandler with good speeds got it. And that's how the Rays will come back to win 2-1. That's the recipe for this team to win, is Nick Fortes with a homer and a double. Jonathan Aranda, a 2-hit day. 5 hits in total for us against the Yankees. Griffin Jax will simulate that situation. He's got that pretty easily. The home team is up 1. And I'm going to sim that as we end up winning that game. Ryan Pepio, we need to start making some progress through the months as we're into scouting. As this shortstop looks like we might have stumbled upon a possible generational talent. This first baseman looks good down the board. He's got high potential. He's just older. So I'm going to change up who we scout in the starting pitching department. And it's time that we take a look at what is happening down at AAA for our lineups to see if Johnny DeLuca deserves a chance up in the big leagues right now. Blake Sable, no. Trey Morgan isn't hitting well. Logan Davidson can play everywhere. He's not very good, but he's hitting. It might be an interesting decision if we promote Johnny DeLuca. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to call up Johnny DeLuca. He's proved enough down at AAA right now. And it's going to come down to which outfielder we're going to send down. And I think Richie Palacios can play everywhere, though. I think we're going to want to send down Jake Fraley, but he's going to be a free agent this year. He's played bad enough where I think I would cut him. I also think Chandler Simpson just needs to play better. I'm going to send Chandler Simpson down to AAA. Johnny DeLuca is going to check right into left field. So the last game of June, we're going to fall to the Angels. We've got 3 consecutive games. We're going to sim this one. Who just went to the injured list? Injured list. It's going to be Kevin Kelly. He's going to be A-OK. What we are going to do, though, is I want to check in on how Xavier Isaac is doing at AA. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to AA. We're on the road for this one. It's time to see what Xavier Isaac is all about. I believe this is our first player lock with him. We did player lock with a prospect already in Morgan and Trey. But we have not used Isaac yet, at least if I remember correctly. As the first pitch to Isaac will be a ball high. Decent pitcher here for the Biscuits. Or not for the Biscuits. We are the Biscuits. Ryan Bichard has got decent stuff. Is that changeup? Wow. 79 miles an hour on that changeup. As that's roped to the third baseman, it's a base hit. It's missed by the left fielder. We don't got the speed to just capitalize on that. As Will Simpson is the 3-hole hitter behind us. Full count offering to him. And he's going to hit it weakly to the shortstop. And it's going to be a double play. Maybe I broke up the double play. Looks like I might have, as we might have a double play opportunity on Jet Williams, who does have good speed. We're going to get back to the bag. The throw looks like it's going to be late. We just got to make sure we can scoop it. They avoid the double play, but we got a runner now on second. 2 outs for Isaac, who singled his last time up. The pitch to Isaac is just high. He's got a 866 OPS. Xavier Isaac might be soon starting to move up as that fastball's just high. And we were apparently too late on it. 1-1 now. And that's a perfect liner. It's an RBI single. It's that lollipop throw into the catcher. Wasn't going to be able to score on that or try and take second on that, but it's an RBI nonetheless. We're going to put Isaac in motion in the 2-2 count, and that's roped. It's telling us to go 3, but it's hit right at somebody, so we won't get there before the ball is eventually caught. We're 2 for 2 today with Xavier Isaac. It might be soon time to call him up to AAA. Obviously not straight to the majors, as the former first-round pick. Has hit right-handed pitching fairly well. He won't ever hit lefties well, as that slider's just in. But he's got plenty of power potential, and it kind of just comes down to whoever plays the best on their way to the majors. Either him or Trey is going to be our first baseman / DH of the future. Right, the pair with Junior and Aranda. The other one will probably be traded away, because that's just low. A great at-bat for the young Xavier Isaac. The full count offering to Isaac. He just pulls it back out of that catcher's mitt, fouling it off. The payoff pitch yet again is high, ball 4. Xavier Isaac looking comfortable at the plate. It's a 2-2 here. Isaac got to get back, just able to get back in time. The big guy does have decent speed, 51 speed, 22 steal. As that's going to be grounded to second. It will be a double play, but it will score a run. And now it's a 3-run ball game. Isaac 2 for 2 with a walk, having a very nice game, as that's a pitch that needs to be hammered, but wasn't really sure what it was, so we took it. 0-1. It's going to be fouled off. Good timing there from Isaac, just able to get a piece. Inside fastball, weak contact. 0-2 to Isaac. And that's another base hit, his 3rd of the game. They have been unable to retire Isaac. 0-1 now to Will Simpson, who's almost grounded into 2 double plays. We were able to break up the first one, second one not so much. So that's going to be just threaded into the outfield. It's a huge throw to third. What a throw by the right fielder. As Brooke Jones comes to the plate. 1-2 count to him. Very open stance. He's going to pop it sky high. Infield fly rule. The first baseman will make the catch. And here's Homer Bush Jr. What a name for him. Wouldn't be half bad if he homered right here, right now. Said it's a weak grounder to the second baseman. And that's going to end the inning. Jonathan Isaac with another chance to hit. Caleb Bowman on the mound in a 9-2 game. Did that hit him? What did that hit? It must have been dropped by the catcher. 1-0. And that's grounded to the first baseman, but foul. This pitcher's a forkball. Something rare you don't see. And that's slugged in front of the center fielder. It's a 4-hit, 5-on-base day for Xavier Isaac. I think Xavier Isaac, we might play one more game with him down at this level, and if he performs again in this next game coming up, he will be called up to AAA the following day. That's strike 3. Homer Bush, cash in with a couple more runs here. That's going to be grounded hard through the infield. What is going on? Isaac. Okay, well, I tried to round third and head home, but because the camera angle changes your perspective, he's out, which is annoying. But we'll continue to simulate to the end of the game. That's the only way apparently to get Isaac out, is if he has a mental breakdown on the base paths. Has a homer for Tatum Levens. Xavier Isaac 4 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. His Gary Gill Hill is an insane name. As we're going to simulate to this weekend. Final game, Kevin Kelly's back, and we're going to play this game as our young first baseman Isaac. If he plays well today, he will be promoted to AAA Durham. He's had a great week and a great series here for the Biscuits. And against a left-handed pitcher, we're going to be able to see what he can do. As he takes a fastball just off the plate. He scored 30 runs this year. And his numbers against lefties aren't terrible for being so young. He's going to swing through a slow cutter. At 87 miles an hour, we were not expecting that pitch. And that's a weak grounder. That will be a double play for Isaac. As he stands back in. Another runner on first. Grounded into a double play his first time. Would prefer not to do that again as a high fastball gets a swing and a miss. 12 RBIs in his last 10. That's enough for me to just promote him either way, as that fastball's just off a good take by Isaac. The pitch from Tate is just off the plate again. It's 2-1 now here to Isaac. 2-1 offering. Called a ball, and it is just outside. Homer Bush on deck, and that's ball 4 all the way to the backstop on that cutter. Could not find it at all. And Xavier Isaac is on with a walk for Homer Bush. Homer Bush with only 1 homer on the year. Wouldn't hate for a second to be here as that's lashed into the outfield to base hit. As that's going to score a run. Homer Bush with an 103-mile-an-hour RBI single. As up comes Cooper Bowman. We're going to take off as that's slugged high in the air. I hate that it changes how your player moves when it changes camera angles. That's so annoying. There's probably a setting I can go in and change that, which is what I'm going to try and do. Is the fact that all it has to do is me change angles and it changes the direction I'm running. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. Either hold it forward to go forward or back to go back. Enough of the stupid different settings for it, is that's trying to take out the umpire. 90 miles an hour whistling by his head. 5 homers in his last 10 games, 12 RBIs. Xavier Isaac will be at AAA tomorrow. And that's slugged high in the air. Can he make it his 6th home run? It's caught just at the high wall. Just unable to get it out. As the Biscuits lead by 1, he will see his first right-hander on the day, top of the 8th inning. And that's slugged the second baseman makes a insane diving play to rob him of a base hit. Greg Jones. Is that the former Yankee Greg Jones? Is that slugged? I mean, checks out for it to be him. He's really fast. But we're going to simulate to the end of this game. And I will tell you this. He did go 0 for. Did not get a hit. Had some very hard contact. And also walked. He will be called up. He's getting called up to AAA. We can congratulate Xavier Isaac for making it to AAA. Trey Morgan, we might do a little bit of a flip-flop here. So Trey Morgan's been bad. And I want him to go kind of reset at AA. We're going to go to the lineups. Xavier Isaac is in at first base. And Trey Morgan will go ahead and be the AA first baseman. I'm not a giant fan of having major demotions like that, extending a top prospect down a level, but I thought it was necessary as Sam Moll got DFA'd. Transactions pending. He's not available yet. As we are one game above 500 right now, and we are barely hanging on to a wild card spot. But we need to keep simming through this month so we can start making our way towards the draft. We're going to sim through that game as a Rangers are just blowing it sky high as Nathan Eovaldi is a Cub along with Ryan Brazier. Moises Ballesteros is the prospect going back. At least the key piece. We will sim that. I believe in Jax as he blows it. What is happening? Ryan Sloan, Cade Anderson, two of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball for Jack Flaherty, Gleyber Torres, Jake Rogers, and Matt Vierling. The Tigers are deciding to blow it sky high. It's a seller's market right now. Something we might want to try and capitalize on. Is Jackie Zachary looks like a star. He's going to hit well. He's got elite speed. We're going to try and get him 100% scouted. As that first base prospect doesn't look bad at all. But we're going to try and discover some outfielders. Put in the central. And then we're going to go central for starting pitchers too, so we can get a little bit more of a vibe for them. We're going to sim this as we're going to take another loss. Trevor Rogers just went for Bryce Eldridge. What an insane move. The Giants are going all in on the final year of Trevor Rogers, giving up a top power hitting prospect, somebody I did give a potential because I wasn't going to kill him over 10 games at the major league level, right? Although that strikeout rate is what, 50%? 35%. Okay, yeah, so it's bad, but so we're starting to drop some games here. Nick Fortes is able to get us the win there. So we take a look at the lineups. Carson Williams is struggling right now as our whole hitting is very much struggling right now. Johnny DeLuca is hitting decently well. It's a struggle to find any good offense going on right now. Carson Williams struggles. Carson Williams is going to be put down a bit in the order. We're going to move Yandy up. And I think Yandy's going to be our leadoff guy. And that's just how I'm going to order it. Justin Henry Malloy can continue to be the guy there. We continue to get closer to it. Trade hub wise, we can, I believe we're advanced enough into the season that we can go to our trade hub and fully start adding some of these one-year guys to our trade block. Nick Martinez, Steven Matz. We're also going to put Jake Fraley on it. Jake Fraley is going to be cut here soon. I'm going to try and make a trade, and I'm going to get Jake Fraley out of this organization. If it doesn't get accepted, there's no problem with that. I'm not going to be insanely mad about it. If the trade's rejected, I mean, I wouldn't want Jake Fraley either, but as no one's calling for him either, we're going to take a look at our scouting. And he's a top 5 player, and he's just going to be so good. We're going to change, and we're going to take a look at recently scouted and outfielders, and we might have found another stud outfielder. Because we'll just confirm this, continue to discover players. As we get that huge win, Griffin Jax closes that one down. As we continue to sim closer to the MLB Draft, Jax blows that game. We got a trade offer for... I'm not doing El Gary for Yandy. You gotta be kidding me. Scouting. I want to know if this kid's going to be good. Is Patrick Rosé going to be a good player? Looks like he could be a good contact bat. He's very young. And, I mean, we got some tough decisions to make with the number 2 overall pick. Edit scouting assignments. We can go east now with starting pitchers. And we can just go all. And if there's like a player that looks decent down the board, like another second baseman that's got high upside, just a very low floor as we continue to sim through. Just trade. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Thank you for withdrawing that. As we just went on a insane slide. And we just got offered Robbie Snelling, who is getting better. He's a 68 overall, C potential 22-year-old. Now, Via Arkita is also a 22-year-old from Hawaii, and he's never going to hit. I'm fine with holding on to this. I don't want Carson Wish and Hunt for Griffin Jax. I can just hold on to Griffin Jax if I was going to do that. And now it's time for the draft. So, they're telling me I need to take that lefty. I'm scrolling through. First things first, we're adding Jackie Zachary. As I continue to scroll through, trying to find the best value for us. It's not scouting that catcher could be bad, but we might have found our guy either way. So we're going to take a look at our top guys. Where's the 20 at? Where's that young kid that was like unranked? Scouted. Where's the recently scouted? I can't find. I want to find that outfielder. Is Wes Navarro's not going to be any good? Scrolling through. Actually, I'll just cut to when we start the draft. We are in the draft room. Jackie Zachary is going to be one of ours. I also want Patrick Rosé down the board. He looks like he could be very good. Juan Castro. All of these guys are just marked. I'm probably going to take the 3-pitch mix of Andy Brister. He is listed as our number 1 guy. It's either going to be him or Cliff Terry. It's going to be a hard fight between the two. Although he's only 30% scouted. And he's older. It's between Andy and Cliff. As we'll start to draft and see who the White Sox take at number 1 overall. They take Cliff Terry. The ball is officially in our court. We scouted him only 30%. He was a top 4 guy. We could also take Brooks Elmore, but in this game, they very much value control. and I want somebody with high control. And it might just have to be Ken Wilson. Or I can take the older guy who doesn't look like he has good control, but he's going to be hard to hit. The younger guy is going to be our pick. It's going to be Ken Wilson at number 2 overall. At number 3 overall, Octavio Montenegro, a 19-year-old pitcher who was also on our board. So we now got 3 guys left on our board. I'm going to sit here and just watch it go. We have pick 37 next, and then after that, 49. We'll see who all falls to us. We are officially back on the clock. Now, the 2 guys I was looking at that were also on the board, Juan Castro got drafted right here, and then Andy Brister followed him. So, the other starters went off the board fairly early, but it's okay because we got our future second baseman, star of the future, Jackie Zachary, is going to be the 37th pick in the draft. We're going to sim ahead Patrick Rezzi, who will be our second round pick, 24th overall on our draft board, 50% scouted. Looks like he could be really good. And now when we take a look at some of the pitchers still available, so Jamal Jefferson looks like he could be very good with high control. Here's 95 pitch mix from this right-hander. Cutter, sinker, slider, changeup. I'm going to go with Jamal Jefferson. Or am I? Actually, no, I'm going to go with Brian. Sorry, Jamal, that I hung up on you in the middle of the call. I'm going with Brian Tavares, who's got the higher potential and is just a bit younger. Well, Jamal's right here. I think we're going to go Jamal Jefferson here then. In the 3rd round, we know he's better than that value. And if we take a look at just everyone that's still here, now this is when you start kind of just drafting off overall and traits. This kid's got possible 99 potential with great speed. Sebastian Villalobos will be the pick. Round 5. There's another starter sitting here with 99 potential. He's 19, or 98 potential. He's 19, and all of his pitches are going to be horrible. I'm not touching that with a 90-foot pole. As Kevin Ramsey could have elite power. He could also not. So that's the perfect flyer to take in the 5th round. And that's a sick mustache out of William Rodriguez. Hideko Ozuna has good stuff. Could he be a reliever that we use in the future? That's going to be our draft. And with that, I'd like to thank you so much for watching today's episode. We will continue with next episode and the trade deadline. We also got the All-Star game, and we'll see if we have anybody in the futures game. But we got a big episode coming up with signing prospects and the trade deadline. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.